Well, good morning, good evening, folks. Good afternoon. Um, Welcome to SKTV. Welcome and welcome as you are joining us. Welcome to today's edition. Let's have you share the show, please. What is the way forward for Liberia? We're going to be discussing here. Interestingly, share the show. Let us know where you're joining us from. We'll be recognizing people today as to where they're joining us from. Let's share the show, please. Um, just let us know where you're joining us from, please. Today we'll also um, have Ben Senvi, Chairman Ben Senvi um, from the Liberty Party, also a member of the closing argument um, team. But let's share the show, please. Let us know where you're watching us from this afternoon. The show promises to be very, very, very interesting today. You know what's funny is um, we have been following Facebook, and it's just very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We've also been able to speak to some key members, some stakeholders behind closed doors about some things, and very, very interesting and intriguing as well. But we are here. Let us know where you're following us from. Like I said, we'll recognize you briefly. We'll recognize you very briefly here. Let's share the show, please. Again, we want to extend our deepest condolences to Siku and his family on behalf of the team here. Um, we were with Siku yesterday, last night. Um, Siku is optimistic, hopeful. So let's share the show. Tomorrow looks a little. Tomorrow looks very, very busy for us. We will tomorrow we'll play host to the Yula people, the Bestie group. And all of them will just be short segments here and there to ensure that we allocate time for the conversation. So for the conversations, so maybe in the very first hour tomorrow we'll be making time and allocating time here for different groups. Some of them will have 15, 30 minutes, just to for us to get to the bottom of it, and then we'll move on to the program as we go through. So tomorrow seems and looks very busy. But again, let's share the show, please. Let's share the show. Let's share the show, please. Let us know where you're following us from, please. Let us know where you're following us from. Very, very interesting. Um, Tomorrow we'll play host to Yola, to the Bestie group. Let us know where you're following us from, please. And what we haven't even started sharing the show yet. Again, we'll put up constant reminders here and there. We'll put a constant reminder during the show. Please feel free. Many of you reached out to me yesterday. You know, many of you reached out to me yesterday because the numbers are routed to me. So many of you reached out to me to extend your condolences, prayers, and best wishes to Mr. Kane and his family in this time, in the grieving period, in the period of mourning. We say thank you so much. I did get your calls, your messages were relayed to Siku because again, I was there last night and yesterday with Siku and the family. You know, it was it was a beautiful thing to see a community coming up to rally around somebody. And I just want to use this opportunity to say to all of us, no one's praying for any strategy, but aligning with your community where you are is very important. It's very, very important. It's very good to align with your community. You don't go wrong when you align with your community. Be part of the community. You know, pay your dues, go to meetings, even if you disagree with some of the things they do there or what they say. It's okay for you to give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, folks.
You don't even know my story. You don't even know your story, oh yeah. Boy, you know, on the beat.
Sorry about that, folks. In the very last minute here, we got some kind of call, in the very last minute. And this is what we do. You know, some people want to send messages or information, um, in the very last minute, which is also acceptable. But I had to take that call. I had to, like I was saying earlier, we'll get back to the musical break here. Like I was saying earlier, as we await the people from Liberia, just wanted to say, get involved with your community. It's okay to disagree while you are there. Um, Again, you never know. You never know when you will need a community. You never know when things would spark up or happen, and the assistance of the community would be needed. You never know. You know, um, you never know when you will need a group of human beings to come to your aid in solidarity, to show you love, support, and so forth. You know, you never know. And I can tell you that, as someone who's dealt work with people who are faced with grief, support system is critically important, at this stage or the time of their lives. Having a support system, having people around, it's vital. It's proven to be effective. It's proven to be helpful, beneficiary, and so forth. Sometimes it's not even about the money or the financial aspect of it. It's mostly about the support, the comfort, the level of support you get. So, reaching out is very important. Um, the issue of death, I always tell people, is now one, you know, um, it's not a one-way street. You can say it will never come to me. You just don't know. So I don't take the issue of death lightly. Um, I don't joke in the terms of death with certain things. There are certain boundaries, there's certain rules that you don't cross. So, hey, but let's share the show, folks. Um, and the catch up is pinned out there. You're more than welcome to contribute, you know, voluntarily as you've always done. But like I said, today will be very, very, very interesting because there's some very, very interesting stuff that are going on. Very interesting stuff are going on around the world in Liberia. Um, for one of the very first time, I woke up from sleep this morning and I was, just regular strolling on Facebook, and I was still basically I was still lying in bed and looking up the ceiling or whatever it is, trying to recollect my thoughts, thank God for life, and put myself together. And when I looked on Facebook, I saw what her name. I didn't know Teola Gibson could dance like that. I give up. I, anyway, I give up. I didn't know Teola Gibson could dance like that. Wow. Election got power. I saw Teola Gibson dancing at Jack. First when I saw the person dancing, I said, that who dancing here like this? So? But then when she turned around, I said, yeah. But anyways, folks, these are some of the things that we get to see on Facebook. I saw Teola dancing. Teola. But folks, anyway, let's we're going to start getting on to the program here soon. Like I said, as we await. Yeah, corridor, I saw Teola dancing. I check. Oh, corridor living without your feeling the best story, man. That thing, that forget about that thing. Did I hope the devil story? Don't bring noise in the town. Forget about that thing. You by yelling or did that thing. That hope the devil story there, forget it. We feel without the devil conversation. Don't turn in. Don't bring noise in the town. Forget about that thing. Don't bring noise in the town, corridor. Leave that thing. Just leave that particular part. Leave it. We already know what's going on. Leave that whole thing. Some people who say they block me or what they did with me on Facebook. I see them showing off on my Facebook here again. Anyway. Okay, somebody said they're watching from Arlington. Folks, the conversation will be very, very, very interesting today. Like I said, Ben Sandy will pop up here in a jiffy, in a little bit. It seems as though there seemed to be a barrage of attacks on him lately from the United Party's arm. We have been following the attacks. We've been following exactly what's going on because we are concerned citizens. We reached out and Ben Sandy will pop in briefly here, when he is ready. You know what? I think I forgot to send it to him. Let me send Ben the link here whenever he's ready. He knows he can call in or he can log on. But yes, let's share the show. Let us know where you're following us from. You know what? We have not identified our people yet. Just before we get to the we want to greet every one of you. Welcome. Today is Sunday, the 3rd of September, 2023. And the time here is 11:23. 11:23 a.m. in Arizona. The weather is very beautiful out there. There is a American cartoon or movie that comes up, and it talks about, interesting that American cartoon talks about Daniel Tiger in the neighborhood. So it's a beautiful day here in the neighborhood, and we are enjoying life. Very nice weather. Some of you on the East Coast or other places, it seems like you're gearing up for the cold. Well, enjoy it. At the path of life you chose to move to cold states, at your business. We don't care. Enjoy the cold. And we now won't hear no complaint on Facebook or on other places. We now won't hear that complaint. It may even move from there. Nobody's stupid yet. Yeah. So you're kind without too much. Oh, it's too cold. We now won't hear it. Nobody care you that. I said there. Yeah. That yourself decide to move there. Some of you move there because of work. Some of you move there because of men. Some of you move there because of women. Some of you move there because of gossip. Some of you move there because you spoil your name in the other community. You can so that your business. And if you decide to move in Arizona here, You need to make sure you put your legs together because yeah, we don't do noise and drama. Yeah, that cool. Stay here, but not nice. But anyways, folks, that's a side point. That is a side point. Let's, as always, the Liberian people are the most important people on earth. But most importantly, the Liberian women are the most beautiful women on earth. Let's let's get to this. Let's get to this really really quick here. Let's get to this quick here. Let's get to the greeting. Mustafa Balo, welcome to the show. Binta Ability, welcome to the show. I know Binta always following us from Liberia. Binta is always one of the very first person on SKTV anytime we log on. Binta, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much and so much for consistently, diligently, uh, committedly following SKTV. And thank you. Please help us share the show, folks, as you are joining. Please help us share the show. Please, we're begging you, help us to share the show. Uh, Lucretia Gibson, welcome to the show. Linda, welcome to the show. Linda says she's watching us from USA. Linda, you're watching us from the USA. We part of the USA. Tell, don't be shy. Tell where you watching us from in the US. The USA, where you watching us from here? Where? We part. That East Coast. That just call your state name when I come and look for you, mama. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Is that Dauda Logan? Welcome, Dauda. I think Dauda is in Europe. Welcome to the show. He's one of our followers as well. Always very committed, always following, and so forth. So Dauda, welcome. Who's that? Is that Juje? Juje, welcome to the show. Juje says the person said they're watching from Johnsonville. Johnsonville, welcome to the show. What's going on? What's going on in Johnsonville time there? I know you're really right now. Everybody fall down inside. Everybody create a position themselves. Put a leg together in the ball. Yeah, at the time everybody need to put themselves together. At the time everybody need to put themselves together. But let's come to Anna. Anna Yoner. Anna Joyner, welcome to the show. Uh, Eleanor Davis, welcome to the show. Watching from Atlanta. ATL Loganville. Okay. Been to Loganville. Not bad, cool place. It took me a while to get there though because the traffic, very, very long distance from the airport. Who there? There go Toby Wilson, welcome to the show, Toby. Ernestine, welcome to the show. You're following us from Atlanta, Georgia as well. Ernestine, welcome. Yvonne, welcome to the show. Northern Virginia. I heard it getting cold in Northern Virginia. I spoke to someone from there, I think a day or two ago. Fomba Touré, my man, Fomba Leo, man, Leo, where Jeremiah Wapo, man. Leo Ba. Yeah, but don't give your heart on with Jeremiah Wapo team. Don't give your heart on, brother. Jeremiah Wapo. Okay, Jeremiah Wapo, the next person on that bro will agree. No problem. No problem, yeah? No problem. We agree. We'll work with you if it becomes the next person. Joel, welcome. Joel says he's watching us from Iowa. Regina, you didn't tell where you're watching us from, though. Rosalind Deeks, welcome. You just say you're watching. You didn't tell where you're watching us from. Ambassador Eric. Eric, welcome to the show. Ali Keller, welcome to the show. Pinta says you're watching us from Cinco Fiamma community. Pinta, yes, Cinco Fiamma community. Ajela. I want my termine in the Ajela. I want my evidence there. Ajela. Anyway, we move. Eric, welcome to the show. Eric Peabody, welcome to the show. Let's see, Elizabeth, welcome to the show. MJ, welcome to the show. Richmond, welcome to the show. Augustine, welcome to the show. Augustine said JNP is the way forward. Okay, that's very good. Coretta, welcome to the show. Um, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, quickly, as we're doing the introduction, we do have Mark Kabate joining us. Mark, good afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, after how are you, brother Moses, man? Long time no see, brother.
My man, you chilling. I see the sky over there looking blue and looking like one ring.
Yes, and we are in a rain season, and I'm just taking a cool walk on the Somali Drive. That's what I'm doing now. Taking a cool walk.
My man, that's Somalia driving on. That don't mean no gap for you in situation you can't handle.
No, the Somali Drive, but what I discovered this today, and the drainage, it has so many garbage in the drainage. I walk from the New Hope Junctions and the second to Devil Bridge. You have so many garbage in the drainage there. So I don't think the road going to last for long.
So, but Mark, the other thing, what do you make of the political
Yeah.
atmosphere or environment? What's going on?
And the politics in Liberia is a difficult thing. And nobody can conclude. But as far as I'm concerned, yesterday, President Weah, today, President Weah, from popularity to unpopularity. That's what I was observing. The suffering masses, people are confused, people are frustrated. There is no job creation. So as a result, and people, the voters are saying that, look, we are tired with this government. The government have no direction. This government have not helped our people. So many people are complaining. And I foresee more than 100,000 kids will not attend school this year because of the economic hardship that we are going through in Liberia. You know, most politics aside, you've been my friend for long. I respect you. You know much about me. Most of my secret you know. Before I take any decision, sometimes I consult you, and you always guide me sometimes. Politics aside, this country of Liberia, yesterday Liberia and today is not the same. The whole country is upside down. No company coming, no investor coming. The level of prostitution, 13 years old, 14 years old, they are all involved in prostitution around here. People attend to our beggars. Sometimes I had to sit to my home, and people feel I'm spending much. I have money. Sometimes I leave my house in the morning and go to the hotel and relax myself there. That's what I usually do, because the body is too much, and the body I on those in the diaspora. Because every time people will call you people, and you people are under stress, you have to pay your rent, you have to do this. But they say every time people will call Mose, people will call Flomo, we are suffering, we are suffering. And that's the situation we find ourselves in Malabiro. There's no company. You travel from here to Guapolo County, look at the road condition. You find little girls are involved in prostitution. They will call you uncle at the same time they want to have sex with you. That's the country we find ourselves in Malabiro.
Mark, so you are saying that the level of suffering it's not just restricted to the Monrovia, the urban area, which is Monrovia and the big cities, but it even extends to the rural area, which is in the bush and so forth. Are you the people of Liberia? Do you think what do you think the way to be forward?
I don't know. And as I speak to you, sometimes you don't mean I'm going to shed tears, brother. Politics aside. I feel for our people. I see some old ladies in 65, 70 years, they will come, my son, have not eaten for 2 days. That's the complaint. My son, I've not eaten for 2 days, I'm hungry. That's the situation we find ourselves in today. It is difficult. Everybody wants to be to state power. People want to go in the parliament. What can they offer our people? Because people are going in the parliament for their own interests. That's the first bunch of government that have the power to even impeach the government, the president, to even impeach the president. But people are seeking their personal interest around here. It is not limited to every one of us, though. Are we sincere to this country?
Folks, we're having problems with connection with Mark. As you guys know, Liberia in the rainy season. But Mark will definitely reconnect here because these are, These are issue-driven conversations, regardless of the size that you are
Because even
from.
you put me there, I will start to seek my own interest. And that is no. Okay, I'm there now.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, Mark. We
So
can hear
and
you.
when you travel from here to Cape Town, there's a town they call there's a town they call with you. There's a town they call Vagwe. There's a town they call Gokiam. There's a town they call Tam. The Lofa Bridge area, the Teni area. There is no medication there. People, when woman is pregnant, when they're in pain, they have to put in wheelbarrow. And they have an ambulance to stock my bread. And that ambulance, if you don't deposit 5,000 on the account, they will not come for you. But when they come for you, you have to pay the $5,000 to buy fuel to transport you. That's the situation we find ourselves, my brother. Mose, I'm speaking, no popularity aside, though. No popularity aside, but the masses are suffering. That's why today you find a lot of young guys are getting mad today. People are taking drugs because the drugs is floating in this country. Everybody, Nigerians are bringing drugs to make the money. That's the situation we find ourselves, brother. It is very, very difficult in Malawi. Very, very difficult.
So, Mark, let me ask you about it. You can travel all around the country. You go to you move from there. How is the security issue? Because yes, the poverty rate or the suffering is high. How is the security issue? Are you worried about your personal security?
And I was sometimes worried about my personal security. The security themselves, majority, 80% of the police, they don't like the government. Even the immigration, because they're not taking pay on time. They don't, 150. How you paying security man 150? You paying them 125 at the end of the day. They have, if they are facing problem. Even you go to the checkpoint, before they put the checkpoint down, they say, Chief, we hungry, oh. Chief, we yell, no. We're not taking pay for 6 months, oh. Chief, we yell. So anything can happen. But some of us, we travel through the mercy of God. Sometimes if we're going to travel, we ought to ask God for protection. That's why we travel around. But it's difficult. There's no security in this country. Anything can happen. If you travel to the border, I think you saw me last time enter Sierra Leone. I have to come back again to the border. There are a lot of things that are going on.
So, Mark,
A lot of things are going on.
And Mark, you are confirming some of the surveys results that we are getting. And tomorrow we'll talk about them more in detail. That the Liberian people have not made up their mind who they want to vote. But for all indications, the Liberian people do not want to bring President George Weah back to power. That is clear. They don't want President George Weah back in power because of some of the things that are going on. Mark, let's talk about the young people just a little bit, because I know you talk about the young people and prostitution. What do you think the hope is in the future is for the young people? Because me and you, we are grown now. We now see life to some extent. What do you think the hope in the future is for the young people?
And even the next government that will come, they're going to find it difficult to even build the economy again. The young people here, my brother, I don't know what to say, but it's going to take time. Because this government is already going out now. But the next government are coming in, would they be willing to build the economy? Would they be able to bring investors around here to employ the youth, to build our education system, to improve our agriculture sector? That's the $1 million question we're talking about. Because most of us that are running around joining political party, we are not doing it for the interest of the citizen. We are doing it for our personal interest. That's the kind of disease that in us. That's the kind of disease that in us. You understand? From 1847 up to this time, that's the problem. People will come and use propaganda. We are the best. We are the this. We can do this. But the moment you give them state power, they will start to buy girlfriends. They will start to buy cars for their girlfriends, build beautiful homes for the family, and leave the masses alone. That's the problem. That's for me. I've done my best. Everybody has seen, and I advocate for the poor people. I collect money for them. Like, but this week, I'm going to register 100 kids in Cape Town to the government school, because it's $10 US to register a student, for a single student for first semester. That's why I'm going out to register 100 students there, little kids and things for grade to 6th grade. But it's difficult. People are hungry. And nobody should sit on the social media to say you have won the election. No. You have to go out there to educate the people. What assurance do you have? You understand? You have to go out there to get the view of the masses. Morovia is not Liberia. Liberia is not Morovia. But it is difficult on our people. Our people are frustrated.
Mark, so let's go back to the issue of teenage prostitution and drugs and other things. You see it every day. Which group of people are mostly affected by this whole drug and prostitution issue, especially the drug issue?
The drug issue are the youth, and the teenage pregnancies is rampant. It's rampant. The drugs too is rampant. Most of the male youth are taking drugs, especially the male, and the female. Teenage girls, they are deeply involved in prostitution. That's the level. The little girls at the age of 13, they will go out there, they have sex to feed their family. And those young guys that are frustrated in life, they feel in high school, the only thing they can do to relax themselves is to take in drugs. That's a fact. But for the girls, their parents will tell them, say, go hustle. Go have sex with 50 years old man. When you get $20, come and buy one bag of bread to feed the family. That's the whole system we find ourselves in Liberia.
So is that part
That's how we find ourselves.
Is that part of the hustle that they keep talking about, people going to hustle and so forth?
And that you conclude that is a hustle now. People that are involved in prostitution, that is a hustle level there. Those that are taking in drugs, they are doing it because they are frustrated. Little girls that are involved in prostitution, they too, they are on the hustle to feed their family. Because the unemployment rate is high. They are not getting food. They want to go to school. They are not getting money to go to school. So that's the situation there.
Mark, let me ask you the question. The government said they got free tuition. When you keep talking about this school, they said they got free tuition and they're passing the one boasting on this free tuition conversation. Oh, we got free tuition. We offer free tuition. The student can go to school free, and this one and that one. What do you say? Do we have free tuition in that, Mike? Because you just graduated from the university, so you graduated.
There is the only thing the government did. The government reduced the tuition. 5,000 for 5,000 US dollar, $10 US for 6th grader, $10 US for that. But people cannot afford it. So there is no free education. The only free education I know about, the government will pay the people wise from 12th grade. That's what I know about. But people are paying tuition in every public school. In every public school in Liberia. If you have a journalist, let them go and do an investigation. My sister, hello? Somebody, you want to tell me? Now tell you coming to me. Yeah, can now. No, cannot talk. We have a conversation. Come. Okay, I'm waiting. Yeah, come. Okay, somebody come here. Maybe she will get an apple too. Yeah,
you on live, you trying to put talk? What's going on?
No, I'm on live. But every places, every area I stand, people will recognize me. People will call my attention. That's the situation I found myself in. So there's no free tuition. There's no free tuition. Some of the children, they sit on the floor. There's no benches or chairs.
So Mark, let me ask you this question, because
how you get that clear?
Yes, I got it clear. But let me ask you the question, Mark. And I like the fact that everything you said so far, you never took yourself out. You said we, and we. Mark, let me put it the typical Liberian way. The play we are right now in this country, or the play the country is now, Mark, who do you think can help move this country forward? Not put politics aside. Who do you think is able to move this country forward?
Brother Mose, a single man cannot change Liberia. It's a collective effort. I cannot tell you it's a president. I cannot tell you it is an coming or Baka. Collective effort. You and myself. Only you and myself can redeem this country. No, either on live, come and talk to my brothers then. We'll ask you a few questions. Listen, you see my beautiful sister, she just came to join me. Tell my people hello now.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine.
She beautiful, eh?
What's your name?
My name is Priscilla.
Priscilla, good to meet you. My name's Steve. Well, how's Liberia? How's the country looking like one ring behind you there?
Yeah, they were a little bit dark because you're already
Right.
6:45. So
Is it how is Liberia?
that brother, we just trying small. No need
Yeah.
to complain.
Yeah, you're just trying small, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. How the election process going? How the campaign going?
What it was say like when the ruling party get the final saying now or the Bugatti so but as for me I can lie I'm a United Party member, I'm not a citizen. That's why you
Okay.
see I can't relate to me to too much politics.
So you're not going to talk about politics, Benny, eh?
Yeah, because I already know who I'm voting for.
That's good. You already made a man who you will vote for.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you the question, yeah? The
Uh-huh.
fact the fact that you've already said you United Party partisan, do you think
Mm-hmm.
the party is able to do any better than what George Weah is doing? Well, I think they're frozen, folks. As we all will know, our sister Priscilla is. I hope Matt can reconnect. We'll try our best not to put anybody
Or
on the
she
spot.
did it?
Yeah, people are
Okay.
I would say number one, United Party will do well. In other sense that although Chawea government is not a bad government, he's doing some development, but the criminal rate is too high, team prices up and labor is getting higher. People can suffer if they get their own money. Other boys and our brothers and sisters then smoking kush, smoking drugs, doing a lot of things then and harassing people, start to take food from them and then they start to use them as weapon.
I wish. I really hope she can come back because. I mean, again, people have rights to support who they want to support. That is a that is a good thing to do. But we also have rights to ask them questions. Mark, if you don't mind, you can always go out and come back in. Um, folks, the conversation is getting interesting, very, very interesting. As we said, welcome to the show today. We're recognizing people when Mike came on. He did ask for the link, but we had to send it to him. Mark will more likely so join us later, probably. Ben Senvi is expected to join us very shortly here, whether via phone or to come on live. Stay tuned. We have some very, very interesting things to talk about. As you can see, the topic for today, what is the way forward for Liberia? And the truth of the matter to this question is someone has to lead the way forward. No angel coming from heaven to lead it. God not coming to lead the way. No fasting and prayer. There has to be a human being with a clear vision, a clear path to lead Liberia and Liberian follow. That's how it works. There has to be a clear path and a clear vision. We're not talking about promises. We're not talking about sweet talking. We're not talking about lying or, So, people have come. There's a lot of people that have come in and we were recognizing people. Sorry if we didn't recognize you or we have not recognized you. We are very, very sorry because of time constraint here. We might not be able to go through the recognition as we wanted to. But there are a lot of things, happening. A lot of things are going on. Very, very interesting. You know what's interesting just before we get to, I will take a 1 or 2 minutes musical break. But just before we get to the musical break, it's very interesting, but it's also highly hypocritical and deceptive for those who support Joseph Yuma Boakai and the Unity Party to come on a platform where you have reputable people with high regards and integrity and respect in and out of Liberia, people who support a platform that have a criminal who is confessed in Stanton Witherspoon, people who support platforms that curse, denigrate, disrespect, and honor man and women to come here and want to come talk about morals. Some of them I see them writing on here. I just laugh at them. But we're not going to block you. We're not going to block you. We're not going to block you. You're moral people, and you go online, pay people to curse people, man, pay people to curse women, pay people to misbehave. pay people to lie on people, and y'all want to talk about moral. Your Unity Party people, the man y'all support in Joseph Boakai is not even a moral man. He's a liar or deceptive old man. You're not moral people to talk about moral. So you carry your moral conversation somewhere else. You're not moral people. The man you support is deceptive by nature. At his age, he's a bona fide certified liar. So I know you also discuss moral. You get serious-minded people who can't discuss moral issues. Please, we're begging you. When you get serious-minded people to come question me about moral issues, then maybe I will listen to you. But even your political leader, I got more moral and credibility more than him, Joseph Boakai. Just me alone. I got more moral and credibility than your Joseph Boakai because he's a set at his age. He is still, can you imagine a 78-year-old man still passing around lying and being deceptive? And as well listen to you. The show not even start yet. We're coming to the show. We're coming to the show. That fully let you can carry to other people. Me, I always tell you, that second can come on there. I told your fools are not my friends. Fools are not, I'm not dealing with your minion that are passing around. You ain't even know what you will get in your own life to eat the next day. And now you are dealing with. I'm dealing with your chief deceptive liar. The 78-year-old liar that he are dealing with that you also deal with. Yo, who? There nobody. Somebody you don't even see lay that you also gonna deal with. But we'll come back, we'll discuss the issue. We'll discuss the issue today. Like, bro, got to move forward. You're set in your egotistic, lying, utopian mindsets that may also be discussing serious things. We can discuss the issue now. We'll be right back, folks. We'll be right back.
You don't even know my story. You don't even know your story, oh yeah. Oh yeah, you know, on the beat, I be a loca. So moral. You post a new guy on Facebook, but that's so la la. You working better. Loving and acting jealous, say you photo. My advice for you in my way, I got to confess. Confession. You gotta confess. You must stop the impression. Enjoyment, got your blessing. Enjoyment, no more stressing. Enjoyment, got your blessing. Enjoyment, no more stressing.
It's never gonna be another man trash, just another man treasure. Another man fool was another man poison. Got your good, according to your measurement. Got your good, according to your measurement. The player ain't chemist, and they play you good. Just because of impression. Impression, fake impression. Impression, yeah. You don't even know my story. Or you want to share my glory, oh yeah. Everywhere you my way, oh, Zangale. Everywhere you my way, oh, Zangale. Even touch you my way, oh.
Enjoyment, got your blessing. Enjoyment, no more stressing. Enjoyment, got your blessing. Enjoyment, no more stressing.
Folks, let's get to the program here. The show umba, y'all need the show umba will be hot. I already telling you, the show umba will be hot. How do we move forward? How do we move it forward? What Liberians should expect? Let me tell you something. We don't need to revert to the past to move forward. You don't. Moving forward means moving forward. Let me tell you today. And you know, I see some of you shocked, surprised, vexed about what Prince Johnson said. You don't just pay attention. The thing Prince Johnson said on our recording, that one are recording. Prince Johnson said it live on Facebook when they were in Nima County on July 8th. Prince Johnson said the same thing. You don't believe that? Let's roll the tape. Listen. Can't listen to my uncle. I trust. Listen to the other way now. Yeah, can't listen to the other way. We part that we don't want can get all the fact. We not get a problem with you. To see Nima County produce a president, in the future, but through the office of our father. To see Nima County produce a president, in the future, but through the office of our father. Well, Prince Johnson just told you to see Nima County produce a president, but through the office of our father. Let me tell you today, if you don't know, to you the Unity Party people, if you don't know, swear behind your whole Unity Party rescue team. And a small swear behind you. Swear behind you. I'm telling you today, there is a curse behind you. Now, all of you on our rescue team, knowingly or unknowingly, you're passing around with a bunch of curse. Prince Johnson alone, even when he followed Joria, and some of you were passing criticizing him, he was still cursed for killing Doe. Let me tell you today, you want to move forward. You really, really want the country to move forward. You want for Liberia to move forward. Move away from these recycle killers. These people who took people's life. Some of them people did nothing to them. They killed innocent people. They got bloodstains on their hands. And Joseph Boaka, at his age, making statements that he would dance with the devil only to win. And you say you will move forward. You think when you dance with the devil, there is a pay for it. There is a pay for it. There is a pay for it. Let me tell you today, you don't get anything free from the devil. In fact, devil that devil. Devil that devil. Let me tell you today, or so-called deacon. If I were in that church that Joseph Boaka in, I will write and tell him to take that deacon title for him from passing around number one and lie in public at his age. Who even passes around at an older man lie? Lying in the say that good, but at your age to be lying. You get a confessed criminal instant on Witherspoon. Passing around with him. You know, I got a some days people who are in the opposition, who are in the CPP, some days I just sit and I'm amazed. I'm wowed. I'm baffled. At some of the exact things we've said from day one. We have been one of the group of people that said from day one, CDC has never been Liberia's problem. And you hear CDC has never been Liberia's problem. If you don't know it today. Unity Party has been Liberia's problem in most recent time. Honor Joseph Human Boakai. And if they think we'll replace George Weah with them, that's why I warned somebody the other time and I sent a serious message to them as friends, as brothers, and as sisters. I would not relent saying the truth. I will never relent. I said it before. The CPP and other political parties trying to cool up, trying to befriend Joseph Boakai Unity Party. You're wasting your time. These people's minds are made up, engraved, and set in stone to do what is not right. Whether you like it or not, there is nothing you can do to change their minds. They are the most dangerous sets of people moving around in deception at this point. You know, you can talk to seditionists, you can criticize them, and they can even find a way to come around for you to have reasonable conversations. They might not even agree with you in public, but behind closed doors, they will call you and say the thing what you say that's true. They will even go as far as making some changes or some amends to address some of the concerns raised. And they are even afraid to do certain things. Not Unity Party. They broke big mouth, self-inflated egos, jokers then are passing around. They are dangerous. They are a serious threat and a menace to our country and to lives in Liberia. They are dangerous. I'm saying it. And I mean everywhere I say here today about them. They're not serious people. Their goal is never to move Liberia forward. Imagine ministers who are certified rogues won't come back to power. When I see somebody coming and writing on my post, I just look at them. I just feel sorry for them. They have no agenda, no plan, nothing to offer. They just won't come back to power. They can't move Liberia forward. Don't waste your time. We told people in the CPP, we told the CPP from day one, your number one problem was the Unity Party in the CPP. They never believe us. The opposition come together. The opposition come together. Let me bring something to your attention. In life, I learned this very young, and I've kept it close to my heart, and I've lived like that. Anywhere you go, anything you do, identify people who are for you and who are against you, and work with them based on how you've identified them. When CPP people and Alexander Cummings were taking this to be a joke from day one, they played a guy a rude awakening, and the call was when they took Alexander Cummings to court. And Joseph Boakai appeared more than once in big Tracy at a place they got a rude awakening. Shamelessly, he appeared there to testify. Somebody who does it, they get wisdom. I think this is joking. To the point that even President George Weah, let me tell you something today. You see, we can say George Weah don't know the job. George Weah not serious about the job. George Weah is not doing his job. But from a cultural and traditional standpoint, I think Joseph Boakai is one of the first person I've heard in public, an older man that President George Weah has openly said he does not have any respect for. Since I've been reading, following the history of President George Weah. I've heard that he might stay away from you. I have read that he might cut off from you if you get him pissed off. But for him to openly say he got no respect for Joseph Boakai, you might know it went far. It went far. And all that thing, what they're doing, making noise. Yeah, the people wearing big trousers a lot. I'm not lying. I don't care to lie on anybody. It don't benefit me. I don't go around lying. Anything I say, I mean what I say. I don't drink, I don't smoke. You might take it to be a joke. You might take it to be laughing, but I mean it very, very well. I'm passionate about what I say. That's why when I say things, I say the way I say, I don't take it back. So Joseph Boakai can never move Liberia forward. The unity, I don't want you to talk about Joseph Boakai because Joseph Boakai, he's not important. He's just being used as a vehicle for these dangerous, bad, ill-will people to come to power. I told you from day one, anything CDC, Unity Party, run away from it. I will keep saying it. Anything that has to do with CDC and Unity Party, run. Run as fast as you can. Run. They will not move Liberia forward. They serve no good. They have no long-term benefits. And they will not benefit you. They will not benefit you today. They will not benefit you tomorrow. Give them 100 years. They will not benefit you. It's not in them to do what is right. It is not in them to be professionals, to effectuate the job you've given them to be efficient and effective. It's not just there. You can't put it there. You can't put it there. Imagine when you talk to some people then who support the Unity Party behind closed door. The goal is the men and being the other. We got coaching and paying home. We gotta go pay our team. Just the mindset. Just the mindset. 99% of them that job in the fighting for, or the one that in America, or the one that bound that the job isn't to be in. They're not about what it would do to improve and change the life and correct the mistakes that President George Weah made. That's not what they're about. That's not what they're about. And they will go after some of you. I can tell you that. They will. We don't know how confirmed this is, but we've been told unconfirmed reports that the guy who leaked the audio is even being pursued. The guy who leaked the audio is being pursued. That Prince Johnson sent people after him. These are dangerous things that they are doing. Dangerous things that they are doing. Oh, so when they leak Moluba Molu on a tape, nobody went after anybody to go kill them. Because what you did by leaking Moluba Molu tape, that could have created a serious problem between Moluba Molu up until now. The rift is still there, even though they try to play it off. But that created some serious problem within the CDC and for Moluba Molu. I'm not a supporter of Moluba Molu. I could care less about the Moluba Molu man. Because as far as I'm concerned, Moluba Molu is ineffective. He only there as a puppet. But I want, he and Eugene Nangwe then will take that one to task. Because as we speak, nah. He and Eugene Nangwe, then all the noise in the year, and the same Eugene Nangwe man on a what they call it. We told you from day one, CDC will self-destroy from within. That one, and that's something that we need to talk about. Because they ain't get nowhere they're going. CDC they ain't get nowhere they're going. They ain't get nowhere that they go. They ran out of stock. The whole CDC team stuck. They are stuck. They ain't get nowhere they're going. Because Moluba Molu and his group and that other, I know Dr. Lester Tenney or whatever it is, don't listen to him. He's not a serious man. He's not a serious man. Lester Tenney is not a serious man. Lester Tenney is not a serious man. So now, Magio gone. But Magio is still behind closed door, pumping Eugene Nangwe. And the fight now is between Eugene Nangwe, Lester Tenney, and what the guy named Moluba Molu. And they play the fight is. And he's getting closer to Joe. That one out of business. They will handle it. That one out of business. He did not care for somebody here will inside. But he owned them. What didn't concern me. I want to not concern me. A bunch of crooks and criminals anyways. So you're not worry about them. They're not serious people. Because they were serious people. If they were serious people, they will be doing what is right so that people can support them. But now there shouldn't even be this competitive process. There shouldn't even be this competitive process. They should not. But because CDC did not do what is right, like Mark Chabate said, like Mark Chabate or not, the likability, the way people loved President George Weah, even the ordinary people, has dwindled. The only reason for that is he has not lived up to the expectation minutely. He has not. He has enriched himself, enriched his boys around him, violated the rules of law under him, and interfere with a lot of different things. So that's for President Joe. But I want to stick with the people then who purporting to be something to move the country forward and change or whatever it is. No, they're not true. They're not true. Including the Senator Dara Dillon. Y'all go ask Senator Dara Dillon. They're complaining on him right now as we speak. When he ever had a meeting and he the one chairing the Monserrato, let him call when they all had a meeting for Monserrato on a so-called campaign or whatever it is. To me, these people are not serious. The message is President George Weah failed, so automatically they should come to power. That's it. That's it. No cohesive, coherent plan. You have to implement it. Sir. Okay. Then you give me, you correct me if I'm wrong on this. You correct me if I'm wrong on this. When was the last time Joseph Boaga ever came to America? Had serious meeting with serious minded people apart from one or two white people that they put in suit from either the apartment complex where they are or some kind of joking group of people they put together that inconsequential. You serve as vice president for so many years. And one time I've heard the one kind of lie about Arizona, how he will carry. And I challenge them. I challenge them to put a publication on again. I challenge them to put a publication on again. I will reach out to all the news outlets in Liberia. I will provide them with evidential facts to counter. I say you might not play that your foolishness in other states. In Arizona. Don't bring out your stupidness here. You'll carry somewhere else. If Joseph Boaga dare come here again and leave from here and talk things that are not happening and lie in public, I ain't want to say. I ain't want to. I challenge you. That deception that you might carry somewhere else. I don't want to be part of your deception. If you want to say the truth, you'll say the truth. You don't want to say the truth, and you don't lie. You pick other states where you can lie on, and the leader of that state connive, be in cahoot, and you'll do it. I don't have that one at your business. I got no fish to fry that one. But if Joseph Boaga, I saw that foolishness, and thank God, say that time we'll talk about it. I didn't see it again. I saw you putting a bunch of boxes up talking about old Joseph Boaga during the COVID time, came to inspect this, and you were going to do that, you were going to do that. You're not serious people. You're serious people. You're serious people. You guys are not serious. You think this is game there, where people life to change the trajectory of the country, to move the country forward. You think this is game for you. Just yesterday, I listened to Chairman Musa Abdeladi briefly yesterday. And I said, let me follow up on some of the claims that he made. You remember when we first started the show, I told you, and I learned this long time ago, that even when you have problems with people, when there is childbirth, when there is death, these are perfect opportunities for you to forge or move forward or address some of these things. And from all accounts, after Chairman Belede spoke, I was a little confused and conflicted. I said, well, let's do our due diligence. Let's reach out to other people. Let's find out what's going on. I said, let's find out what's going on. Reach out to other people as well, other stakeholders who are not even part of CPP and other things. And some of them are disappointed that, let's forget about the Unity Party, but Joseph Parker, who claims to be wise, who claims to be a cultural, traditional man, will not even understand these simple things. The Unity Party will not break, it will not die, it will not destroy if you sympathize with people in grieving times. Say what you want about George Weah and the CDC. Say they were trying to be political or whatever it is. At least they made their presence felt. That's humanity. That's what people do as humans. That's what we should do to one another. When somebody died, that's what we should do. Joseph Boaga worked with Dana Nitin, in the Senate. And peace be to your ashes. You all know I was staying with Dana Nitin when he was alive on the show. You know I was staying. You know, me, I don't go behind the other door. No. Especially the issue of politics in Liberia. I'm not talking behind the hole with nobody. We're not going to discuss that. We told you our things. For this man to pass, first of all, nobody's saying anybody there. That's okay. As a party, that's okay. That's the choice. Joseph Boaga went there. Dana Nitin from what I'm told, and I stand to be corrected here because we're all humans, and from some of the documentations I've gotten, the book of condolence, when people go, normally they put a book of condolence, people sign. We're told that it wasn't signed by him or signed by anybody from the Unity Party. I hope, and I hope these things can be sorted out, man. This is not the right thing to do. This is not the right thing to do. To be very honest, let's put all politics aside. This is not the right thing to do. One of the things too, I'm also told, Dana Nitin belonged to a political party. Not only that, he was the chairman of that party. When you go to do these things, to sympathize with people, you identify with a group that he belongs to. It's important, his family. Whether it's a church, whether it's a political party, especially he being the chairman for that political party. Even if he didn't want to recognize the CPP, which all of us know, it's public knowledge, that he ran away from. He didn't do that. But not only that, I think maybe I'll show you the video. I'll play the video, but let me say it first, then I'll play the video. After JMP spoke to the program yesterday, soon as Alexander Cummings and the CPP were going to come and speak, he walked out and left. But you know what? You know what? I'm not surprised. It's not shocking to me. It's not. And the only reason why it's not shocking to me is Joseph Waka is ungrateful. Simple. Joseph Waka is ungrateful. That's just what it is. Let me see if I can get this video short little play. Just a short clip of it, really quick here. It's and anyone in a sound mind, who has some humanity, should know that these things should not be done. We are good people, Liberians. We're forgiving, we're loving. We're not just anybody. Give me a second. I'm trying to set this thing up. I don't know how long this is. Let me I want to see here. I got the video, but just give me a second, folks. I do have the video here, but I don't want the timing to be too long so that it does not. I do have the video footage here. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think we also do have someone from the CPP here. Hey, Jan, how are you?
I'm doing great, Steve. Thank you very much. How are you doing?
Wonderful. I don't think you've ever been on SKTV, have you?
No, this is my debut, and hopefully I represent well.
Wonderful. Welcome to this show.
Thank you. I'm a fan of this show, and listening to you, I was most encouraged to at least come and add my voice.
Okay.
You said many things, and first of all, let me thank you and Sekou for the platform. A lot of us that follow the CPP support you guys, and we enjoy what you do because of the fair and balanced position that you always present to the public. And it was one of those reasons why this platform is preferred by a lot of people because, like Mr. Cummings always tell you, you like the bread and butter issue. You're a straight shooter. You say it like it's supposed to be. But anyway, go ahead, Steve, before I come in.
Yes. So Jan, thank you so much. I'm a little disturbed. Normally I'm not the kind of person who would freeze when I'm talking, but I'm trying to process this entire Jose Yuma Boyka and the United Party's behavior yesterday. But what do you know about this and what's going on?
Yeah, Steve, this is one of those things that at some point you sit and scratch your head and wonder why things are happening the way they are. Oftentimes a lot of people say opposition unity. Let's talk about opposition unity. And this notion of opposition unity should not just happen when it's time for election. But let it be something where we respect one another, that we look at each other as fighting for the same goal, for the betterment of Liberia. And therefore, when something happens to one person, this is the beginning of opposition unity. Let's show solidarity. Let's identify with you to say, we are all in this together. We are one. And this is our time to identify with you and show some respect for your fallen loved ones. What happened is actually true. There is absolutely no mistake or no misinformation about what you stated. The CPP was part of the CPP before, along with Joseph Yuma Bwaka and the Unity Party. They were all together. And when they were all together, Chairman Niten, who happens to be the chairman of the ANC at that time, was part of them. He was a member of this grand coalition, the previous CPP. He did everything to facilitate the formation of the CPP. He was one of them. He's someone that sat and spoke to them, and they all knew that. Everyone in the collaboration, from the Ure to the Bwakai to the Yumbli, everyone knew the role Chairman Niten played in the formation of this CPP. Someone that they sat across and worked with. So he was not someone strange to them. They knew him. But what was strange was when he passed, every single political party, as you rightly stated, added their voice. The book of condolence was open at the ANC headquarters. Every political party, every major political party in Liberia had gone there to sign that book of condolence. As you can remember, when Jefferson Koji from the CDC, and again, let me give you credit for what you did. Even the CDC, that today we all despise because of some of what they are doing, they were able to exude that compassion within them to say, let's go and identify with these people. Let's go and identify with this ANC because they lost their chairman. Let's go and identify with the CPP because they lost their chairman. Jefferson Koji drove with his entourage. They drove to the ANC headquarters. They signed our book of condolence. The shocking thing was Unity Party and her people. They talked to the public to start spreading propaganda that Jefferson Koji was there to sign a merger with the ANC. Instead of looking at the rationale or the wisdom in what Jefferson Koji... Now, I'm not a Jefferson Koji apologist here. I'm not a fan of Jefferson Koji, neither am I a fan of the CDC. But let's give people their flowers when it is due. He did the right thing, and we should compliment him for that. We should embrace him for that. He drove there, signed a book of condolence on behalf of the CDC. Yes, it may not be George Weah, but Jefferson Koji is the Secretary General of the CDC. So by him signing, it represents that party. He did that. Tiawan Gonglo folks went and did the same. ICOP went and did the same. Now, Sarah Baslow, her party went and did the same thing. Other political parties did that to sign a book of condolence to say we are all part of this. We identify with you, Nomaya. That's all it took. Unity Party did not do that. Unity Party did not sign a book of condolence. And yesterday, and this is what we're coming with this when you talk about this, Steve. Yesterday in the church, when this whole thing was going on, there's a video that I'm sure if you have the chance, you can play. But if you don't play, I'll play on my show later. You can see that when they went to church, everything.
What are the minutes on this video? And then maybe I could play it.
Well, the first one was the 39 minutes because the reason I'm showing that first part of it.
From 39 to what, please?
Just the 39 minutes, starting from the 39 minutes, and then you can stop it right after that. I think it's like 2 minutes. But okay. I wanted to show where the Unity Party, you can see Joseph Bwakai sitting down. They all have the program guard. So they have the program guide. So They know exactly who speaks next.
Sure.
They know exactly. And this is why I included that, because I don't want them to go and say, oh, he didn't know Mr. Cummings was going to speak. They had the program guard. They knew exactly who was speaking next. Joseph Bwakai sat in that place. There they are. This is Mr. Cummings.
Okay, we'll start at 38 just to keep in context here.
Yep. And this is just for formality because it's showing the audience and they're showing all the political leaders. But let me start here. This is the CPP sitting right here. You see the camera? And then next will be the next will be the Unity Party that they show. You see Mr. Cummings, Mr. Ability, Madam Teresa Cummings, Abba, and then the CPP folks. Now on the other side, now seeing Joseph Wakai hand, that's the program guard right there. That is the program guard that he has. This is the Unity Party delegation that was in there. They had that program guard in their hand. Okay, they had this program guard in their hand. So Steve, you can stop there. I just wanted, and that's where I wanted to establish this. They had a program guard in their hand. They knew exactly who was speaking next. They had it. And then if you go to the other part of it, that was one where I said JMB, I think it was 150, 151 or something like that. If you go there, this is where Joseph Newman Boakai spoke. Folks, if you come to sympathize with people, you sympathize with those that are bereaved, not just certain individuals that you choose to identify with. Mr. Boakai spoke. Mr. Boakai spoke, and after he went while speaking, he did not mention once the CPP. CPP lost its chairman. The reason why the CPP is here is because they lost their chairman. Their chairman died and they were bereaved. Mr. Kami is bereaved.
Do you mind if I play it from 151?
Go ahead, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, let me play it from 151, and hopefully you can take it from there to let us know what's really going on.
A lot of people come to me every day. Come to tell us who are going to vote for. And I have my hands, my ear will want to drive, and I just walk away from that. But people are going to decide.
I think this is a little bit.
Decide. Choose the best. And we're going to share it all.
Forward a little bit, Steve.
That's what I'm going to say.
Go back a little bit. And Joseph Boakai got a rousing applause right here. Now, I want the audience to listen if you heard anything about CPP or Alexander Cummings.
I wasn't hearing you. What did you say, Nya?
No, I say I want the audience to listen keenly to see if they hear anything about Mr. Cummings ABC or the CPP. Because we don't want to do this in the show line.
So you have it, that's the former past president, His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai.
We are here to pay tribute to the man who served this country. The time as we prepare to reset, starting the Chronicle, the Union Fire, and I was providing us weapons. The time was next to politicians. The time of the half minor. I will remember many times And he became so high, the people of those had to challenge. He did not have to withdraw our independence from Union. We were looking at that. And she know Apple was I don't know. The transfer in many classes. Today we are here to say the Republic of Liberia and we want another United States or ANC brothers and sisters. I want to say we love to say that without someone born to this country. Today we say Liberia and son. So on behalf of the party and for me as an advocate, we want to stay with the people of ours. So we want to read Kathy Barry, what our names, our nephew, our colleague, and our friend, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the blessed Holy Spirit. May His soul rest in peace.
All right.
So yeah, let me ask you this question just before we go any further. Let me ask you this question. You are from the CPP, and I listened to CPP's chairman yesterday. How does this move pose threat to any form of collaboration or relationship, whether from the CPP side or the Unity Party side? How does this move impact any form of relationship?
Steve, it makes it difficult because look, relationship building is not in the moment. You form relationship going forward. When you are treated like this, when you are not acknowledged, when someone who you believe that perhaps you can work together in the future, when that person despises you in so much, and I say despise really strongly because I don't see any reason why this is being done by Mr. Borkai. It makes it difficult for someone to even say, let's consider one another. Let's sit and talk, especially when you are not acknowledging me. Now, this Joseph Borkai, he may need us. I trust that we're going to need him because we're going to go in the second round. But I'm just giving, for the sake of conversation, assuming that he is that person, how then do you come now to us and say, join us? Join us. Let's try to get this menace out of power. How do you then relate to us? How do we look at you when all along you've disrespected us? Steve, it was as simple as giving that little tribute to the CPP that is also bereaved. Notice that when he spoke, I listened carefully. He spoke to the people of Bapolu. He was paying tribute to a man who served, according to him, a man who served his country. And then he went into his personal story, a short personal story. And I know it was difficult to hear because it's always hard to hear Joseph Boakai. But he mentioned nothing about, look, at some point, humanity has to set in where you say, look, a void of politics, right? Humanity void of politics, where you say, we understand these tough times that you are in, the CPP and ANC. We are all pained by the loss of your chairman. I will now understand what you're going through. This is a sad moment for every one of us. And then you go into a story, how you work with him, how he was this kind of person, you do that. But if you come on the public forum like this and say nothing about the party to which this man belongs to, the party to which this man served, the party to which you recognize him as chairman and you worked with him during the previous CPP formation, you mention nothing about it. Only to give your short statement and walk off, not acknowledging Mr. Cummings, not acknowledging the CPP. Steve, I don't know the future of this so-called opposition unity that they talk about, when this man, Joseph Boakai, cannot even recognize, muster that courage to say, I identify with you, CPP. We may have differences in opinion. We may not agree. We may be on a different side of things. But at this moment in time, at this point where you lost your party chairman, I stand with you. Y'all have my sympathy. Y'all know my yeah. That's how statesmen behave, Steve. What we witness here. Now, the other part of it is this. The video is a little bit unclear, but you will notice the reaction of the guy who's the announcer, the guy who's the MC. Because when he was about to introduce Mr. Cummings, you can notice that he paused so many times because it was at that time that Mr. Cummings was about to be called, and then you can see the Joseph Boakai team walking out.
But one would argue here, yeah, and I want to play the devil advocate here.
Mm-hmm.
One would argue that he did his thing and he had the right to leave at that time.
Fair enough. That's an argument that they will make. But
right.
Steve, you don't go to a funeral with an agenda that I'm only going to speak to this person. When you go to the funeral, the idea of going there is to sympathize with the bereaved. My point is, the family were bereaved, yes. But Chairman Nitem belonged to an institution that has made him also who he is as chairman, because it was on the ANC ticket that Chairman Nitem was serving as senator. So he belonged to an institution. You cannot disrespect the institution that he belongs to. You cannot despise or ignore the institution that this man served. Keep in mind, the Unity Party also helped they also served with this man. They were in collaboration. They know very well this man's position, the institution that he belongs to. That institution was bereaved. That institution was CPP and the ANC. They too were bereaved. Identify with them. As short of a sentence, as short of a statement, it would have made him a human being. But
let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Do you think the CPP needs the Unity Party to win a second round?
Do we need a Unity Party to win? Look, the first CPP formation, and I always tell people this, understand that the preamble of that CPP institution said they joined together to fulfill the wishes and aspiration of the Liberian people. I'm just paraphrasing. That was the reason why they came together. The idea was that they all should form that one union to remove George Weah. At this point, the way the Unity Party is proceeding, they are acting like they don't. Well, I'm not sure if the entire Unity Party. Let me say this: this may be JMB way of doing things. This may be JMB and his few cahoots that are doing this. But I trust when, and I'm not saying if, when the CPP goes to the second round, we will get majority of the Unity Party people on our side. Because what's happening now, Joseph Boakai is in a cocoon. He has few folks who are driving him the way he's proceeding. But I can guarantee you, Steve, when we go into the second round, the CPP will draw a lot of supporters or a lot of Unity Party folks to join us in winning George Weah. So the answer to your question is, we need every Liberian. We need every Liberian, and I trust that the Unity Party will tend to join us in the second round to remove George Weah, making Alexander Cummings the next president of the Republic of Liberia.
So you didn't answer my question. I think you went around the question. You are being political, and I can see that you are being political. My question is, does the CPP need the Unity Party in order to clinch or to win an election in Liberia? And if so, and I want to add an addendum to that question, and if so, what is the CPP willing to do to get the Unity Party?
So the CPP is gonna need every Liberian. Let me put it this way: the CPP needs every Liberian to win, because this is a political party. The CPP is a conglomeration of Liberians, a party that embraces everyone, a party that welcomes everyone. So yes, we're going to need every Liberian. Now, as far as what the CPP is going to do to draw the Unity Party, Steve, you've interviewed Mr. Cummings a lot. You've seen him. You've seen his demeanor. You know who he is. Mr. Cummings he's an integrator. He's a uniter. He doesn't hold malice. He doesn't hold grudges. You've seen folks who have gone against Mr. Cummings. You've seen Mr. Cummings call them and speak to them even on their birthday. Ureda did everything to talk to Mr. Cummings to sue Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings went to his brother's funeral. Even the JMB, who is doing this to Mr. Cummings today, when he was sick, you saw Mr. Cummings standing by his bedside, identifying with him. So, to answer your second question, I have no doubt Mr. Cummings will do whatever it takes to make sure that Liberia is fixed. And by doing so, he will reach out to everyone. If it means reaching out to the Unity Party, he will do so. Because this is what it's about. It's not about Mr. Cummings. It's not about what he wants as a person. It's about what Liberia wants. And if reaching out to the Unity Party will be that means, I'm sure Mr. Cummings is willing to do that because Mr. Cummings has always reached out to people. It's about Liberia. It's not about Mr. Cummings.
So you're saying from, let me rephrase what I'm getting from you. If the Unity Party does not support the CPP, you're saying the CPP will not win in the second round.
No, not at all, Steve. Not at all.
Because
I can say this: TPP is going to go to the second round. The
right.
question that you asked presupposes that CPP will only need the Unity Party in order to go to the second round. I'm telling you, we will go to the second round. In that second round, Mr. Cummings will reach out to every Liberian who desire change in this country, because at the end of the day, George Weah has to go. This country has to change. And Mr. Cummings will make it his business to reach out to every Liberian who is desirous of change in Liberia to make sure they join this mission to fix the country. This country needs fixing. And Mr. Cummings will reach out to anyone, to every Liberian. But see, the Unity Party, we know there are good folks in the Unity Party. We're not going to blame or indict the entire Unity Party because of few folks who are doing what they are doing. And so to answer your question, Steve, Mr. Cummings will reach out to every Liberian to make sure that Liberia is redeemed from the menace of George Weah.
So in as much as you are saying it this way politically, there are some reality and some facts. And the reality here is the Unity Party blamed Mr. Alexander Cummings and the ANC at large for not supporting them in 2017, which eventually cost them the election. These are facts. This is part of the reasons they've always been skeptical of Mr. Cummings and the ANC. I'm asking you a direct question. Do you think without the Unity Party, the CPP would not win in a second round?
I'm not going to say without a Unity Party. And let me put something to rest here, Steve. You asked the question and you stated something that was clear. First of all, in the 2017 election, Mr. Cummings, he gave the free will to his people to go and vote for whomever. He didn't say don't vote for Joseph Boakai. Mr. Cummings never said that. He never told any of his partisans do not vote for Joseph Boakai. Mr. Cummings allowed his people to the will of his people to prevail. Go and serve whoever and vote for whoever you believe is the right person for the country. Now, would that be, if that's the reason why, if that's your suggestion, if you're suggesting that the Unity Party would do the same to us if we go in the second round, it would be up to them. But the question of whether the Unity Party, we need them in order to win election in Liberia, my answer to you, Steve, Mr. Cummings needs every Liberian to win election in Liberia. If it means reaching out to anyone with good intent to change Liberia, giving Mr. Cummings' character of reaching out across the aisle to speak with everybody. I just give you examples, Steve. If you look at the folks who have antagonized Mr. Cummings, who have called him names, but yet he extended olive branch to them and said, come through, come on. Given that behavior and given that little character of Mr. Cummings, I believe that he will work hard to reach out to every Liberian to change this country. Every Liberian will be part of this journey and Liberia will be fixed.
Okay, so let me just ask you this one. I know I know I'm pushing you to the wall here on some things, but let me ask you this question: should, in case the United Party refuses to support the CPP in the second round, what is the next course of action?
And this is where I'm going to disagree with you a little bit because, as I stated, they see the look. There are folks in the Unity Party who believe that this country needs to be changed. There are folks who believe this country needs to be changed in the Unity Party, and they will identify with what is right. Look, Steve, recently we saw a poll that I think you are familiar with. Your platform is well informed, so I believe they are familiar with that. And it was interesting. And the Mike Jabate that you spoke to today, he was the one that first alerted us about that poll when he said there were folks in villages in Cape Mod County that he didn't know. They were asking people in corners in different communities about who they're going to vote for or who's prefer or who's more likable to win and who's more likable to develop Liberia. That poll it gives us good information about where the Liberian people are heading and what they are thinking. When the question of who do they believe can develop this country, who can create the job, who can do all of these things, Mr. Cummings won overwhelmingly. So I believe that Unity Party, they are not people who just don't want change in Liberia. They themselves want change. It is, the responses for these people is one of the reasons I believe that when we go in the second round, despite what Joseph Boakai may think, and I'm not saying that he may not support Mr. Cummings, but if he chooses not to support Mr. Cummings, I still believe that there are good folks in the Unity Party, in their numbers, that will join us to change this country. And it will happen.
Well, so you are optimistic that, first of all, you guys are optimistic that, first of all, and maybe you guys have a game plan. And
we're not gonna screen one round, but I can tell you this: we will win it, and we'll go in the second round.
I will ask the chairman and Mr. Cummings these questions the next time they're here as well, because this is politics, and you have to, unless you guys don't want to spill out your plan B or backup plan, because these are all possibility in eventuality that could happen in politics.
But Steve, we do have a plan B.
So then why be you can
the plan B is the plan A?
But then you are confusing us, because in one place you were saying that you all would need a Unity Party based on your answer to win the election.
No, I didn't say that. I said we need every Liberian.
Okay. All right. I don't want to go a little deep into it, but I can also push back, because every Liberian is not it's not where the question was directed. I was specific enough to say the Unity Party. So I want to stick this question to the Unity Party. Right. Let's forget every Liberian. Yes, it's true. But let's come back to the Unity Party. Would the CPP need a Unity Party to win the elections in the second round?
There will be dialogues going on. There are dialogues going on. There are conversations going on. As you noted a few days ago, Musability was meeting with the chairman. There was a group of people. I think it was a chairman of each of these political parties. They met and drew some agenda. There was some agreement that they came to. I'm not privy to most of those conversations, but I believe a little of what I heard, they were discussing things in that direction, where they can collaborate in certain instances, where they discuss issues that will help each of them, whichever goes second round of this. There are modalities being worked out. There are things that they are talking about. Now, the detail of those, I don't think they are for the public yet, but they are discussing these things. So the question of whether the CPP is going to need a Unity Party, we're going to need everyone. We're going to need every Liberian to join us in this quest to fix Liberia. It's simple as that. We're going to need everyone.
So,
and everyone, including the Unity Party, because they too, they are Liberians.
So you, your chairman, and some people from the CPP complained just for somebody not mentioning your in burial funeral ceremony for Joseph Boakai, not mentioning you, or not even acknowledging you. And it seems Joseph Boakai and his group, you expect to go support you in election to win an election. Is that what you're telling
So
us?
Steve, this is not about Joseph Boakai. That's what we keep saying here. Yes, Joseph Boakai is behaving in a certain way here, Steve. But at the end of the day, this is about Liberians. We believe that Liberians will make the good choice despite Joseph Boakai's behavior. And I try to say this. When you put Joseph Boakai in the middle, yes, he was the one that did this in church. We recognize that. But Liberia is beyond, and I'm believing that the Unity Party too is beyond Joseph Boakai, and therefore we believe in the people that are in the Unity Party who will do the right things and join us. It's not going to be Joseph Boakai. If he dictates to them and they say no, they don't want to come, it will be up to them. But at the end of the day, the effort will be made on the part of CPP to reach out to every Liberian to make sure that we remove George Weah, and that I believe and I trust.
Okay, the effort will be made to get every Liberian to remove George Weah. Well, yeah, it's interesting to have this conversation with you, but just before we go, because I know I will be closing the programming on time here. I'm getting calls from CPP people. Hold on 1 second. Let me see here. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Steve Bullard, this is Yasini Martin Player. Thank you for taking my call. Let me say kudos to the DOC in the on your platform. Yeah, great job. Proud of you, bro. That's how we do it for the man. And do it at CPP. Now, Steve, let me answer that question. Yeah, it's a Republican. He acting like a Republican. Looking at data and statistics, okay, and where we stand and the attitude of the UP. Let me go and quote this straightforward. More Ali said last year, okay, there would be no tailway. It's either UP or we stay with CDC. Let me say this to you. The Liberian people will make a decision, have already to some degree made a decision, neck and neck. CPP will be in the second round. Mr. Cummings will be the next president. And no, we don't need the UP to win. We do need every Liberian to win. We do not need UP to win. Here is why. In 2017, okay, UP was a city government. All right, they have all the logistical advantages. The municipals, the pictures were everywhere. Need recognition.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, please. Hold on. Yes. Hold on. I'll have to put you on hold and then go back to the caller that was on, please. I'm using one phone, so just hang on, please. Don't hang up. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, like I was saying. So between the UP and the CDC, there were over 600,000 people that did not go to the court to vote, okay, that rejected the CDC and the UP, okay? So we are between the UP and the CDC. At the time, CDC had no record of leadership, which they do now, right? And literally wrecked. We have a little over 1.1 million people that voted. Now, I would say this. We will need every Liberian to vote. We don't need the UP because as of like today, now is saying for Bwaka to acknowledge what they're asking Bwaka to have done, it will be Bwaka putting his foot in his own mouth. And let me say this. Bwaka is divisive, okay? He is tribalistic. He is sectionalistic. No, that's not him. I'm going to start talking. I talk in Yasini Martin, please, okay? And hold me to my word. And no, we don't need a UP to win. We will win this election. Mr. Cummings will win and become the president. Charlene Brunskill will become the vice president. We'll change like we were together. Our people do need change. That's why at the end, to close, 99% of my family voted for we are. There was sedition. I told you that, you know this, you my family. All right? I was on one side, my brother was on UP side. All my family people support CPP today. That's just the glimpse of it. As I speak, colleges are organizing themselves to come out and endorse the CPP. So the momentum is on our side. The people that want to decide voter, we will go out to them. We will earn their vote. We will earn their trust, and we change like we were together. And no, again, we don't need the UP to win an election.
All right, thank you. Let's get this other caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from, please?
Hey, this is Ben, the undercover speaker calling from Minnesota. How are you?
Yeah, my man. What's going on, Ben?
Yeah. Well, so I have a question for Brother Jan.
Yes.
This question was really intended for Chairman Musa, but let me see if he can take a shot at it. First of all, the sooner the CPP realizes that we are in politics and not church, the better they will understand the strategy of JMB and the Unity Party. These people have decided that they are not stretching down to the CPP to the CPP. They are only trying to avoid them, and they think this is a two-horse race. So everything that you see these people do is highly calculated.
Yep.
On any given day, whether we have recognized companies, but it is a strategy.
Yep.
Don't even give them any inch of an ounce to know that we came here to see them.
Yep.
Now, here is my question. With all that happens to Mr. Cummings,
my man, ask a question quick. I got my guess. Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Ben, I beg you, hold on 1 second. Please, 1 second. Please don't hang up. Let me take this person off, please.
Okay.
My man, go ahead. Hey, your question quick. Because we got.
Hold on, man. Of all that happens to Mr. Cummings, and now we're seeing them with this other new collaboration that they are having. In case anything goes wrong with this other new setup, how do you people want us to consider those who are joining this? We would not say this is willfully into knowing all that happened before. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, let me get to Ben here. Yes, Chairman Ben, welcome. Good afternoon. How are you?
Steve, thank you. Sorry, I couldn't come on video. I told you.
Right.
I had to do something with the wife.
Right.
And you know when the boss really asks.
You already know.
you can't try it.
You already know.
but listen, I've been following as we. So funny thing, I'm walking the boy. I got my earpiece in my ear. She's telling me, "Check obey your call." You know, check obey your call. So I came in the car. I said, "Let me just call you." But listen, I'm listening to the conversation. Fascinating conversation. Let me speak to my big brother, Jan Bowman. He's been doing great, amazing. Listen, I agree with my big sister Yacindy. I actually missed a call from her earlier. I will return her call soon. And my brother Benjamin, who just spoke. You know, I've been singing this song behind the CPP for the longest. That the quicker we realize that the Unity Party are not partners, the better off we will be. The fact of the matter is that if you want something and I want something, you can't claim to be my brother or you can't claim to be my sister. If you're my brother or you're my sister, we'll come to a compromise and say, okay, you know what? Maybe the two of us should go to it together the two of us should go for the same thing, right? And go in a united front. That's what the CPP was about. The moment they took themselves out of the CPP, they sent a clear message that they had no interest in working with the ANC or the Liberty Party. I'm not talking about the renegades that are following them. Okay? Mm-hmm. And Steve, let me say this. Look at the foolishness that's going on right now. Even if you see the barrage of things showing videos of me criticizing George Weah. First of all, let me state for the record. All those videos are on my page. I'm surprised they haven't even shown more. I didn't accept. I didn't go in the corner for anybody to videotape me or to record me privately. They're all on my page. So I don't understand what's the breaking news here. These are things that I said. I came on Facebook Live and I said those things in 2018 because I maintain and I will maintain to this day. And President George Weah knows this. He's my friend. I know him. Everybody knows George Weah is my friend. But he knows what my position is. I told him in 2017 when I went and endorsed him, I said to him, if you do not do what is right, if you do not do what I feel is in the best interest of the country, you will lose my support. You will have me to contend with. So I don't understand what is this breaking news that is sharing and thing all around. And let me also ask a question, Steve. In all of my criticism of George Weah, did I one time mention that Joseph Boyka was the alternative? Did I mention ever?
No.
I have been consistent as the Northern Star that Joseph Yuma Boyka is nothing that we should consider for the presidency of Liberia. I have been consistent. And let me repeat and let me state again. If I am confronted with the same scenario as I was confronted with in 2017, I will vote for George Weah 500 times before I vote for Joseph Boyka. This is foolishness. And this is the arrogance that I'm talking about. So for the CPP, secondly, I haven't announced any support for George Weah. I'm a member of the CPP. I'm a ranking member of the Liberty Party. So I don't understand why all this foolishness, they're running all over the place, having hypertension, they're passing around with convicted criminal. The last time I checked, you see me walking in the mall with my wife, enjoying my life. Some people, they can't even go to the mall. Some people they're stuck now because they're waiting to go to jail. Some people are passing around in Liberia with Jerry curls and rap poo hair and begging people for rent. And I mean, you want to talk about? That means you want to talk about? I'm listening to human being like George Solo talking about, I got my stomach on my neck. Am I supposed to respond to a man who was living with George Weah? Am I supposed to respond to a man? Come on, man, Steve. Look, let me say this. Let me tell you what the problem is here. Let me tell you what the problem is. This Prince Johnson tape is costing them harm. Plain and simple. You see that huge chunk of undecided voters? Mm-hmm. Some of them possibly may have been leaning towards boycott.
Right.
But guess what has happened? When they heard the Prince Johnson tape, it stopped them in their tracks. Some of them are looking at the CPP. Some of them are saying, you know what, for that reason, then let's just stay with George Weah. Right? That is the reason why the CPP has to the CPP has to do extra work to build the perception of winning. Because Unity Party is not in the interest of any. Look, and this question about, I heard you asking my big brother Jan Bome about whether we need Unity Party. You know, CPP they don't need no Unity Party. Look, if 10% of Unity Party will go and vote for the CPP, if the CPP is in that run-up, the CPP wins the election. Don't let nobody fool you. This is the facade that Unity Party gave. They make this stupid facade like they are the one who speak on behalf of vast majority of the Liberian people. And I said over and over, they will not bully me. But Unity Party know me from 2017. They know me from 2017. Unity Party racket. They go. So they know that I can run their stomach. So they can write all the posts they want to write. They can share all the videos they want to share. Again, like I said, public service announcement. Go on my page. Then send me. All my videos are there. They're not hidden. They're not in your secret vault. I don't spit and I don't lick my spit after I spit. When I sit, that's one of the reasons leaders respect me. That's one of the reasons why I can pick up the phone, I can call George, I can open the door and let me see him. I can go see Mr. Cummings. And the last time I went in Moruga, me and Mr. Cummings had a very frank conversation. Frank conversation. Frank. I didn't see Mr. Cummings call us speak for me. Unity Party is the only party that when you question Joseph Boakai, they think that, first of all, if Joseph Boakai won't be president of my country, I don't have a right to question him. I don't have a right to question his mental state. I don't have a right to question his judgment that he will allow someone like Prince Johnson, a murderer or killer, to come or shot or half away from the presidency. Come on, man, Steve. I know you got one or two questions there, but let me try to give you a chance if you have one or two questions.
Yeah, let me
talk to my wife.
I know. Let me throw in one or two questions so I don't hold you, please. And I don't want to get in trouble as well. I understand the timing. So, yeah. Chairman Ben, let me ask you this question. Do you believe that Unity Party's biggest problem was the selection of Jeremiah Kuhn for the vice presidency, or it was already in stone that Joseph Boakai would have never won an election in Liberia for the presidency? What do you think?
Yeah, I've always believed that he was not going to win. Look, let me tell you something. I've always believed that Joseph Boakai has always been the wrong candidate. Linda Thomas Greenfield said something one time, and this was after 2017. And she said that Joseph Boakai was the wrong candidate to go against George Weah. The reason was because George Weah in 2017 was a change candidate, and Joseph Boakai was a part of the establishment.
Right.
He's a dinosaur. He's a political dinosaur. Look, Steve, we're in the 21st century. Do you want a president that don't know how to use WhatsApp? I'm asking you this simple question.
Nope.
Do you really believe that a vast majority of I'm not talking about the look, this is a party that got 400,000 votes in the last election. So obviously when they go around places, if you see what United Party doing, they're very strategic. They're going to traditional places where they're popular on their tours. They're not going to places where they will get confronted. pictures. Look, that's why I say when you be in Liberian politics long enough, right? When you be in Liberian politics long enough, you would know about all the things the party doing. Cropping pictures, creating a picture to low level. Say they crop the picture, then they take 5 or 8 and put it all together and put it on one post. Then by the time you see it, everybody, oh my God, the play was so poor. Listen, there are almost 2 point something million people who are going to vote. There are a huge bunch of people who have not made up their mind in this election because they're still trying to figure out what they want to do. I'm saying to you, why we don't have a conversation about it. Prince Johnson is an issue in this election. It's an issue. Prince Johnson is the one that opened your mouth and said, right? Prince Johnson is the one that opened your mouth and said, the old man, when he win, that Cole will do the work.
Yeah.
Who are we voting for? Are we voting for Cole or are we voting for Joe Biden? If that's the case, MDR should have put up a candidate.
Right.
And give the Liberian people an opportunity to make a decision if they want Cole to be the president. The last time I checked, we are voting for president. The vice president will assist the president. But when you come out and make it, and we have international implications in this thing. Remember, Prince Johnson is on the ministry sanctions.
Right.
The United States government is very clear that anybody that does business with people on ministry, they are a threat to U.S. interests. Do they understand what they want to put the country to? And then when you talk, they tell you, so we agree. That's why I said to them, at the end of the election, I hope they will say we agree. Because guess what? I spoke with high-level people in the diplomatic community. They are monitoring all these Facebook pages. They are monitoring all these Facebook posts. They are monitoring all these people who spewing the foolishness they are spewing. And I challenge them. If they think they can bring trouble to Liberia, they're wasting their time. Because people will get locked up. People here who ain't got nothing to do, who ain't got no work to do, who are suffering for child support, they can't do work, they will get deported back to Liberia if they try to cause trouble in the country. But you know, I have said over and over, I'm not going to, as Unity Party people and myself, we have a history and I know, they're my friends. I call this the silly season. After the silly season, people will come back to the senses. The ones who ain't get no work to do that spend all their days and their lives on Facebook, the election will soon be over in a few days. I want to see what they will be able to do. I want to see the lives that they will go back to. You know, by the time they think they can bully you and you know, don't go pick them up. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They better get ready because, like I told them, we'll let Prince Johnson step on the October 10th. We'll let the Liberian people know that you have a choice. You can vote for Prince Johnson to come and take control of the government. Something that we have been fighting not to happen in our country, you know, and don't sit down and make this thing look like that people are crazy and then use the party because they're loud on Facebook, because they got time on their hands and their fingers are very active on the keyboard. They think they can threaten people and pass around and talk foolishness. But yeah, man, my brother.
Can I ask one question, Abeki, Papa?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, Ben, I'm sorry, I'm not going to take your time too long. You know, but there's a question that I want you to answer. You said something here that struck a chord, and I feel compelled to ask that. When you hear Unity Party talking about one round victory, that's what they are saying, even though it makes absolutely no sense. But they are saying 1 round victory. Do you think they're planting the seed whereby if they do not even go to the second round, they will cry cheating?
But that's exactly what they're doing, huh? That's what I'm saying. You got to understand these guys. They are very smart. They are creating the environment in the country to make it appear like, first of all, this is a 2-horse race. That's the first thing they're doing. So there's no way anybody else can lose. First of all, if Unity Party didn't get to the second round, then it means the whole election fraudulent, right? Or if Unity Party lose the election, then it means either George Weah stole the election, or if CPP gets into the second round, it means George Weah stole the election and push CPP in the second round. That's what they're doing. And sometimes our people fall for it. That's the reason why you have to continue to pound the message. You have to continue to pound the message. If Joseph Boyka was this popular, he would have won the last election. He would have. Talking about, you know, when you hear them talk about, people fluctuating from party to party. How many political parties Joseph Boyka have been part of? How many? I have only joined one political party in my life. One, and that's the Liberty Party. Go check all Liberia political party record. I was never a member of the MPP. I was youth advisor to the former president of Liberia, but I was never a member of the MPP. But I didn't even vote for childhood. I was not even 18 in 1997 to even vote for him, right? 2003, I was already in the States going to school. 2005 election, I never voted. It was Joseph Boyka who was a member of UPP. He ran for UPP stand-up bearership. He couldn't even win UPP stand-up bearership. He had to take Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to take him from the checkup board to make him vice president. Then when they get ready to talk about inconsistency, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Sometimes I listen to these people and I just laugh. But like I said, you know how to deal with a bully? You bully them also. And so my message to the CPP is very simple. There's prayer dancing we on. Look, Benjamin, I think Benjamin Dona was the one who said it just now. You think Joseph Boyka was going to go in that chair to get a vote call Ellis coming soon? He know exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. I'm not going to elevate this man. I'm not going to put him on a pedestal. In fact, he doesn't exist in my book. The quicker people realize that, the better off you be. If Ellen Johnson said he can treat them, that's why they can't stand Ellen. That's why Ellen got the number. Ellen knows how to pierce the unity party, especially this current leadership. That's why you see them all day they crying, they controlling, they say Ellen supporting they say, oh, she was supporting Bronsky, now she's supporting Cummings, one time she supported Wheeler and stuff like that. Isn't it testament to show that Joseph Boyka, the woman who Joseph Boyka worked with for 12 years, cannot even serve as a character witness for him to be president of Liberia? Doesn't it say something about who he is? Doesn't it say something about who he is? When you go and apply for a job, I always say this. Your new employer will want to ask for reference from your last job. Mm-hmm. In fact, if you don't provide reference, you're not getting that job. Because when they're doing criminal background check on you, they want to hear from your last manager. They want to know what kind of employee you were. They want to know if you were a manager. They want to know what kind of leader you were. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has refused. Is there something that Ellen knows that we don't know? This is a serious time. Liberia is at a crossroads. This country will not, and let me tell you something. Nothing will happen in Liberia. Nothing will happen in Liberia. You know the party people want to make it loyal to say, wait, Joseph Boyka ain't win election, our country will point. I dare them. They will go to good jail in Liberia if they try anything foolish. This is not a do or die contest. The Liberian people will make their decision. If the Liberian people determine that they won't stay with George, they will stay with him. If they determine they won't go with Ellis Cummings, they will go with Ellis Cummings. If they determine they won't go with Joseph Boyka, they will go with Joseph Boyka. And in the end, we will all respect the results. And like I said, we will hold these leaders accountable. We'll hold the administration accountable. We'll call for administration to make sure that the election is free, fair, and transparent. That's why you have international observers. You saw what happened recently in Sierra Leone. Yes, I tell people all the time, President Weah was one of the 5 presidents that went in the Oval Office with Joe Biden. They gave their commitment that they will make sure that the elections have integrity and that these elections will be free and fair. Yep. And I know President Weah, I don't even think he will want to try to do anything that will cause problem for him. George Weah is a young man. He's not suicidal. He may be a lot of things, but he's not suicidal. Don't let nobody fool you. This is all this war drum that Unity Party is beating, and they're making it low that they say, oh, this country is going to fall apart. And if you don't support Joseph Boyka, I mean, you don't love Liberia. And how dare you not support Joseph Boyka? How dare me support Joseph Boyka when what I know about him? With what I know about him, I will be a fool to do that. And y'all get ready for me. Because their week we will be on it. Y'all get ready for me. Y'all can go find all the tips. Y'all can go recast all the tips. Y'all can do anything you want to do. In fact, Spoon can have 10 different shows. Because he are not waiting to create. So he can have 10 different shows on me. I'm loving it and I'm excited. By the way, I'm having fun with my family. I'm enjoying my life. Half of them miserable. They don't have a life. That's the reason why they're so concerned. And at the end of the day, Steve, I promise you, I will come on the show so we can do this thing in person. And my big brother, I will come on the show also. I know you've been trying to get me on there, but we got to go ahead and continue to push this conversation. And y'all don't forget, tomorrow the closing argument will be very hot. We'll be playing the PYJ tapes. We got new tapes from PYJ. That's the reason why they're panicking. And we'll let the people know that this country will not die because one group of people who think that the presidency is the entitlement will not get the presidency. And I will repeat what I said. Unity Party will not win this election. Thank you very much.
You know what, Benja, before you leave? last time I promised I was going to be on a closing argument, but I had some kind of problem, some kind of situation that kept me away.
Yeah.
I will be available tomorrow.
Okay, my brother. We'll talk.
Okay. So yes, that was the voice of Ben Sanvi. Tomorrow, he said it will be on a closing argument. We'll make ourselves available. We'll chit chat. He and I also behind closed doors and see what's up. But yeah, just before we close today, let me get Monk on. Monk been calling, but I refuse to answer his call to click over. I don't want to get in trouble with him, my boy. We'll get the last person on, and then you'll answer those questions, and then we'll get a closing coming, and then we'll leave. Yes, Monk, my man, sorry, bro, sorry.
What's going on, man?
My man, sorry, don't hold me in contempt. I beg you.
Man, I'm okay.
But
I just listen to Ben, and Ben just lay a beautiful exposition of the whole Joseph Boga thing. Just need the psychological is the game. It's game and warfare. If you follow my page today, I posted some information. I gave you 3 statistical facts. There are 2.4 million registered voters. 6 out of every 10 voters will be below the age of 35, which tells you a lot. The young people constitute 60% of the total electorate. And the distribution between men and women are evenly split.
Right.
And which candidate has a woman on his ticket? It's Cummings. Look, this idea that Unity Party is going to endorse Cummings is a myth. It will never, ever happen. Cummings' job is to make himself a legitimate candidate, convince the Liberia that there's a 3-horse race. The next thing he needs to do is to give people a reason to come out to vote. I always say, for me, I'm a trader. I only make bet when the statistical edge is in my advantage. I don't waste my time on nonsense. All Cummings needs to do, give people enough reason to come out to vote, because the people that sat up in 2017, if you can even get 40% of them, it puts it automatically into round number 2.
Yeah.
So all these variables about Joseph Boga not mentioned Cummings. I tell people all the time, Joseph Boga is a consummate politician. He told you on record that he would dance the devil. Why would Joseph Boga go to a funeral service or whatsoever and want to mention Cummings' name? Like, the idea is to make people to believe that Cummings does not exist. And the reason is very simple. Nobody fences their chances against Cummings in a hypothetical matchup, one-on-one, whether it's a Joseph Boga or it's a George Weah. So why would a guy who believes he's part of the establishment and he have a record of failure will want to go and put Cummings on a pedal? No, he won't do that. So everything is been there. It's a political calculation. Look, Moses, we got to be serious here. When elections coming to an end, you got to be very strategic in your time and your resources. Cummings now got to be thinking how to tell his message. Like I said, he can only target young people and women. They will be the major deciders in this election. That's all he needs to do. And those people that were sitting on the sidelines in 2017. When we get to round number 2, it will be the coalition of the willing. The people, well-meaning Liberians that believe that Cummings will change and present a clear path will support Cummings from Unity Party. But if you think Unity Party as an institution is going to support Cummings, apparently on a rock or you live on a different status here. It just will never ever happen. You know, Unity Party people, they are self-contradictory. They will tell you that Cummings only got 70% of the vote. He was the reason why they got one election 2017. I was like, okay, how do you put it back together? If these guys are nobody will add a number, how can he be the one that will force you to lose an election? But like I said, we know numbers, we know how the numbers work, and this argument is just not holding water. You know what? Some people, other than Joseph Boga not being fit to be a leader because of the decision-making process and the people, Joseph Boga at this stage of national security threat, he's a risky candidate. Because a vote for Joseph Boga is a vote for Prince Johnson by virtue of his input. Yep. You know, people don't get that logic yet. People are yet to understand that simple logic. You are not voting for Joseph Boga at this stage. If you put in everything in the aggregate, you are literally voting for Prince Johnson, which is Joseph Boga. Not only unfit to lead, but a dangerous candidate at this stage. Because a vote for Joseph Boga is a vote for Prince Johnson. That's the kind of a message you want to harness at the moment and make use of the time and resources to focus on Unity Party. Look, Unity Party is a former ruling party. They've been in power for 12 years. I always tell folks, you are not going to beat them for propaganda, but you can outwork them, you can outsmart them, you can out-campaign them, and you can make the case to the Liberian people. Because as far as I'm concerned, there is no daylight between Georgia and Joseph Boga. Joseph Boga is a past failure. Georgia is a present failure. You're looking for an option, and there are options available in this race. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks. Well, I couldn't agree more with my boy here. You know, and I agree with Ben also. about what these guys are doing, and I think it is the messaging and the church, the church or brotherhood mentality that the CPP is projecting that we're making United Party frisky. Let me put it that way. Look, I've said it over and over. You don't need United Party to win. Because from a psychological standpoint, yeah, United Party already think in their mind that you need them to win. You don't need them to win. Like you said, you need Liberians, but you got to be clear about our answer and upfront. You don't need them to win. Because there are more Liberians than United Party. That's just a fact of the matter. And this thing that, CPP passing around, making the thing look like United Party will support you. Yeah, let me tell you the truth. United Party will never support Cummins. I don't care. He can even go there and lay down and they walk on him. He can go and bankroll everything, all any money he get and give it to them. They will not support him. The people minds have made up. I'm telling you the truth. The party as a party will not support him. There is nothing you can do to change that fact. It's just what it is. So the sooner you start being candid and start passing around and acting like the message is clear. You are voting for Prince Johnson. This is the message. Prince Johnson has said it over and over. United Party have never come back to say what Prince Johnson said that lie. They have never said that tip that lie. What they are doing, they're finding way for people to get distracted from that tip, talking about CDC brought 50,000, CDC campaign money at 50,000, and Ben Senvi and they won out. Ben Senvi on the ballot. Ben Senvi not on ballot. If CDC bring 50 million to run a campaign, okay, in the same way United Party agreed, the Liberian people agreed that CDC brought 50 million. That's more reason why the Liberian people should vote them out. What is the issue here? Let's go back to your candidate who you got, which is Prince Johnson. They are trying to set the country up for failure. And I keep saying it over and over again. The bigger picture here is this. They want to set this country backwards and for failure. I'm telling the truth. Because whether you like it or not, Prince Johnson brought a picking and then a picking over to Joseph Boakai. The picture that you saw with Prince Johnson and Joseph Boakai in Joseph Boakai office, United Party people called a meeting and said they might take that picture down. That was the day they sealed the deal. That was the particular day, that particular picture that day was to seal the deal. Prince Johnson had been working on the deal for a very long time with Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai is deceptive. He brought in Costa and other people on to lead them on whatever it is. Joseph Boakai already how he played. Joseph Boakai was never going to bring what they other put in the what do you call it? Democratic Alliance of Liberia. You know who they wanted to make vice president? You know who they suggested to be vice president? Let me get you the news now. Democratic Alliance suggested Dr. Young. Dr. Young. Like, yeah.
Christopher Young.
Christopher Young. To be Joseph Boakai then vehemently rejected him. I challenge them to say that lie. The DHL. I get a documentation in here. And I told the DHL people that the CDC would never certify them to be a party to run. I told them, they said that lie. Dr. Christopher Young, that he the one they brought to be VP. And I'm saying it today. I will say it tomorrow again. Let them come and say that lie. The thing what we can hear, what we know, what we can read, what we can see. When we talk something, it will bring some serious yo-yo in the town. Joseph Boakai said no. They might fall in line. So, my brother, you had two questions. Go for it.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Look, this was a great interaction, and let me just say kudos to Brother Ben. I think he laid out clearly, and I couldn't agree with him more. Monk was also on point. All the callers were on point. One of the things I want to clear is the question of whether we're going to need Unity Party, and I maintain that to say Mr. Cummings is going to need every Liberian. Because the Unity Party, as it stands right now, I don't even think the Unity Party, those that are in the Unity Party, majority of them agree with Joseph Boakai. Because Joseph Boakai is being handled by few people who are arrogant, and they are doing things, they are making this old man to do certain things that is not, that are not in the interest of Liberians. This is where I believe that majority of the people in the Unity Party, majority of this, they will see wisdom in knowing that Mr. Cummings is the best man to lead this country, and they will join Mr. Cummings. They will join Mr. Cummings. The few folks that are noisy around the old man and advising him the wrong way, I believe that those people, they've already resolved that this is who they are. This is what they're going to do. They're not going to do it. But I believe strongly that there are folks within the Unity Party who believe that this country will be changed and they will join Mr. Cummings. And I look at it this way. The issue about Prince Johnson, let me just lay it, you're right, Steve. They are trying to run from this tape. Steve, if you listen to that tape, there are a few things that were said in that tape. Prince Johnson is begging the people of Nema County. Listen to what he said to the city mayor that he was interacting with. We beg you. Why are you on the tape all the time talking about me? The idea that a selection of Jeremiah Kun would have been a slam dunk for them is not happening. I'm from Nimba. I know people. We speak to people in Nimba every day. I can tell you, never mind all these pictures that they float on Facebook. The message is not resonating. They thought that by selecting Jeremiah Kun, everything will be fine. And notice that when Prince Johnson speaks, he speaks about us. He said, we don't make us shame. Don't make we the Nema people shame. It's nothing about Liberia. He's not saying, let's do this for Liberia. He's saying, don't make us shame, meaning him. It's about him. He's having hard time. Even he, Prince Johnson, Steve, I can tell you this. I would be shocked if Prince Johnson wins this election in Nimba. The reason I'm saying this is this. Prince is in a tough race. I know it's a subject of different conversation. We can discuss that sometime. But the issue is Prince is stuck between forces that he may not even win. The Gil side that he thought he could consolidate vote where he's always performed, that side is being challenged today by a CDC candidate of a guy named Roland Duo, former rebel commander Roland Duo, who has been heavily supported by the CDC. And there are a few guys from within that particular location who are very popular. Melvin Yelu and his brother Garrison Yelu. Now they were being appointed by George Weah, so they are supporting the CDC candidate against Prince Johnson. They are taking all the vote away in that lower belt of Nema County away from Prince Johnson. When you come to the upper part of Nema, where the Manor Belt is, there's a guy named Yan Twayan, where Prince Johnson does not enjoy a lot of support. There's a guy named Yan Twayan who is also taking a lot of vote away from Prince Johnson. So Prince Johnson finds himself isolated. The choice of Jeremiah Kun is not working in Nimba. They are struggling. Never mind all those photos that they are saying. So I just wanted to add that it was a big mistake because they thought Jeremiah would give them the whole of Nimba County and everything would be fine. Everything is not fine. They are struggling. But when it comes to Mr. Cummings, I agree with you that there is no better candidate in this race than Mr. Cummings. As it was testimony by the poll that we're talking about here that was taken, when everyone believed that Mr. Cummings is the one who is able to do this job, he's able to bring jobs. Joseph Boakai is going to be who he's going to be. His action in church is exactly what we expected. His action in church is exactly, but the reason why we amplifying this is again to let the Liberian people know who they are dealing with. This is a man that holds grudges. He doesn't hold back on how he feels about other folks. He blames everyone. It was Ellen, it was Henry Costa, it was Uri, it was Mr. Cummings. Everything is about the other person did this to him. Never a responsibility. I will believe strongly that Liberians will make the right choice. I believe strongly that when October 10 comes, Mr. Cummings will be elected. And the reason I asked Ben this question, this is the narrative that they have been pushing. They are trying to build this thing of suspicion that if Joseph Boakai doesn't win this election, then something was done wrong to the Unity Party. That's the reason I asked that question. They believe that Unity Party should win and must win this election. If anyone other than Unity Party wins, then there was fraud. So they're creating this big optics of popularity, one round. If they do not make this one round, they will come crying to say someone cheated them. But as Ben said, Liberia will be fixed. People will choose who they want to choose, whether it is Boakai, whether it is George Weah, whether it's Mr. Cummings, the result will be accepted. If Joseph Boakai is not chosen, nobody should get on the street to complain. I will leave it here, Steve. It was great having you.
Well, yeah. Just before you go, thank you so much. I want for me to go together. Tomorrow, we'll give you updates on Costa, on what's going on.
Uh-oh.
We don't want to consensus. We don't want to say that. We don't want to stay over there. We know what is going on. we'll tell you what the negotiation that's going on behind closed door. We're following. Tomorrow also we'll play host to Bestie for a few minutes and Eula people for a few minutes. Tomorrow you don't want to miss the show. We'll update your own DHL. What happened? And we can say to you clearly here, we can say to you for all indication. Tomorrow we expand on it as well. The United Party is not happy with Darrell Dillon because you just writing your own Facebook all day, you're not doing nothing. He's not doing nothing. We'll discuss it tomorrow. Really,
and he's the chairman for Moserado County too, right? For them,
according to them, the President Joe, we always say when the cable not available, they're available.
They're available.
So, folks, thank you so much.
Before you go, Abeki, I just wanted to throw this in there quick. Please. Let me ask everyone that's watching here. This election is consequential. Let's do our part. You may be in the diaspora. You may say that I'm now on the ground. My influence or impact is minimal. But no, it's not. Take the phone, please. Call your families. Call friends and relatives in Liberia. Let them know the importance of this election. Prevail on them to seek real change. Prevail on them. Number 4 is your choice. I will beg every one of you, call Liberia. If Liberia changes, when number 4 gets in power, believe me, most of the money that you send into your parents, I'm not saying you're not going to send money, but there will be jobs. There will be other opportunities for Liberia. This is important. Make the right decision. Get on that phone. Help us recruit those who will go out.
My man.
I will leave here.
Yeah, we have to charge you. You can't just run campaign on the show, man.
I will send it. I'll catch up. Just let me know.
Yeah, your CPP pool, you're always they can't get you in your hotel. Yeah, what is going on?
Your mother, Yasendi, is gonna pay this, and trust me, she has the catch up ready. I will call her right after here.
All right, folks, thank you so much. It's Yan, first time being on SKTV. Yan, thank you so much. It was a pleasure interacting with you on the issues or concerning the issues, folks. Keep following SKTV. Tomorrow we'll be back. Those of you who have not, again, the cash app is here. Please feel free. Sekou will be going to Africa very soon. And so we want to, let you guys know this. Thank you so much. Those of you who fall down inside today, you fall down inside. Tomorrow we'll be back for another segment. Thank you so much. Let's have a beautiful, beautiful Sunday afternoon. Stay out of trouble. And do what you have to do to be safe out there. We'll leave you here tonight with enjoyment.
You don't even know my story.